Welcome to my channel. Today I have decided to upload a video in which I will tell you something about great poet John Milton. And as you are aware of the fact that John Milton was a sensational poet and he was indeed a child prodigy. He carried an old head over young shoulders, and it so happened that he was very unfortunate because he was deprived of his eyesight at the tender age of 44, and that had made him very disillusioned and disappointed and frustrated. And he was of the opinion that God has sent us to fulfill our duty towards society, and he was himself a great devotee of Jesus Christ, and he had imbibed the gospel of Jesus Christ, and he was imbued with religious activities. And when he was deprived of his eyesight, that made him very disappointed, and he had become a pessimistic person. But after that he consoled himself, and thinking that God has sent us to fulfill our duty towards society, and our good intentions towards our society are good enough to satisfy God Almighty, because God is satisfied with those people who have good intentions towards society and who does not bear any kind of grudge against the people. So, and who does not bear enmity, grudge, malice, these kinds of evil practices. So, God is omnipotent and so benevolent and so merciful that he does not want anything in lieu of his good things. And he has sent all the people in this world, and all the people are equipped with many rare qualities and many kind of different qualities all the people possess. So we must wholeheartedly do our duty and contribute in this society. So this poem on his blindness by John Milton. John Milton in this poem tells us that he had lost his eyesight, and that had made him disappointed, disillusioned. But he consoled himself, thinking that when he thought patiently that God is so benevolent and so omnipotent and so merciful that he does not mind if we are physically infirm or not. Physical infirmity had in fact hampered his intellect growth. So that had made him very frustrated, and that was an unbearable situation as far as he was concerned. So he wrote this sonnet in order to satisfy himself. And a sonnet is a 14-line poem which has an octave of 8 lines followed by a sestet of 6 lines. So this poem has an octave and a sestet. So an octave complies same kind of meaning, and an sestet complies some kind of change in the thought of a poet or a writer. So, on his blindness by John Milton. When I consider how my light is spent. Now here he wants to tell us that when he thinks that his life has been wasted, and he has lost his eyesight. When I consider how my light is spent. Light here has two meanings. Light means life span and also eyesight. How my light is spent, that how I wasted my useful time by losing my eyesight. Ere half my days, it means ere here means before. Half my days means before he had reached 50 years. Half my days, full days are 100 years, and half my days are 50 years. In this dark world and wide. So everything had become dark for him. Dark world, the world had become dark in his eyes and wide, and that one talent which is death to hide. And he was a very talented person. He had written many poems and many religious works. He had also done many religious works regarding Jesus Christ and that talent. So God had interested him. That talent means he was full of intellectual. So, which is death to hide, and only now his talent is good for nothing, because he is not able to serve the country or serve the people. So only death will occupy the situation, because only death, he was waiting for only death, because he was good for nothing. He was almost dead in his life. So to hide, lodged with me useless, because he thinks that the many good qualities had been lodged means attached with him. God had sent him by attaching many good qualities in him, lodged with him useless. Now his poetic powers are getting useless because he is not able to see. Though my soul more bent, now he tells us that his intentions are very fiery, and he tends to serve the country or serve the people or serve the God Almighty, but his physical infirmity has hampered his intellect. And soul more bent to serve there with my master, he wants to do good deeds in order to appease God Almighty, serve these with my master. Master here means God Almighty, and present my true account. So he wants to tell us that God has sent us to fulfill our duty towards our society, and when we go back to our heaven's abode, then God asks us that how we used the qualities which were bestowed upon by him. So lest he should returning child, here he wants to tell us that lest means कहीं ऐसा न हो, lest he should returning child. When we go back to heaven's abode, then God Almighty will ask us that how we used the qualities or the good qualities which had been bestowed upon by him. Returning child means scold or denounce, that God might denounce us in strongest possible terms if we do not serve the purpose sent by him. So child, does God exact day labor light denied? Now here again he is very doubtful now, he is skeptical now here, that he thinks that on one side we have been deprived of our strength, and on the other side does God expect the same amount of labor from us or work from us as he expects from any fit person? So it is not so. God does not want anything from anyone. God just wants that we should have good intentions towards society. We should not have evil intentions. We should bear no grudge, malice, or greed or enmity against anyone. And there should be no discrimination among mankind on ground of race, caste, creed, sect, and religion. So, light denied, I fondly ask, but patience. When he light denied, he wants to tell us, does God exact day labor? That does God expect us the same kind of work as he expects from other people, whereas we are deprived of our eyesight? Light denied means, light here means eyesight, denied means he is deprived of eyesight. I fondly ask, fondly here means foolishly. He foolishly asked this question, because this question is almost foolish, because we are unaware of the fact that God Almighty is omnipotent and so merciful and so benevolent that he does not want anything in lieu of his good deeds. But to prevent that murmur soon, but patience. Patience here means personification has been made for this word patience. But when he thought patiently, then he realized to prevent that murmur. Then when he thought patiently, then his murmur means his speculations or his doubts were stopped. Soon replies, and he realized very soon, God does not need either man's work. God does not want anyone to do anything for him, or his own gifts, or whatever he has given us to us. He does not want anything, that he has given us a gift, so give him back anything in lieu of that gift. Who best bear his mild yoke? God Almighty loves those people who are physically, who have good intentions, and on the other hand who are physically feeble or infirm. So God Almighty has more benevolence for them because they have good intentions towards God Almighty, or his own gifts. Who best mild yoke? Bear his mild yoke. Bear his mild yoke means People who suffer and who gets pains of this material world and who do not complain to anyone else are in his eyes are far more better than other people who have become tyrant or who have become dissident, so diffident, so mediocre. They serve him best in God eyes. Those people are should be held in high esteem because they have good intentions. Although calamity is the touchstone of fortitude, they are in very climatic situation, but they are also showing their patience. So they serve him best, and in his eyes they are his best servants because he serves God well who serves his creatures. His state is kingly. Now comparison has been made. God has been compared like a king, and he exercises kingly authority over the entire universe, and all the angels are always ready at his service to go on errands for him. So he does not need anyone to serve him. Thousands at his bidding speed, thousands angels are ready at his bidding. Bidding means order. When he orders speed, they do work speedily and past over land and ocean, and they can go anywhere and do any work for him. So we must not think any kind of this kind of thinking. Without rest, they go everywhere without rest. They also serve who only stand and wait. So this last line is very useful, in which the poet wants to tell us that if we have not been bestowed upon good qualities, or if we are unfortunate, or if to do some good deeds in our life, or if we have not contributed properly in this world due to ill health or infirmity in our physical body, then we must not lament that situation. We must not feel dissatisfied, and we must feel contented because we are not at fault. We have not done any kind of harm. We had not been given that kind of opportunity. So God knows everything. He will not reprimand us at all, and he will not crack his whip upon us. And God never cracks his whip upon anyone because he is so benevolent and merciful that he knows no discrimination among mankind. All the people are equal in his eyes. So this is the explanation of this poem, and this explanation tells us that our efforts at escape from realities of human existence are futile. We must accept the limitations of our lot and do our best within those limitations. So we must do our best in whatever situation we are. We should not think that we can appease God Almighty by doing something extraordinary work, because what is fated cannot be blotted. Thank you.